We commence with a small meditation. Close your eyes, please. I'll chant a verse in Sanskrit and translate it. The verse is regarding the Divine Mother. Na janami danam na cha dhyana yogam na janami tantram na cha stotramantam na janami pujam na cha nyasa yogam gatistvam tvameka bhavani gatistvam tvameka bhavani. O Mother, I have made no charity. I have done no meditation. I have observed no rituals, nor have I uttered any prayer or mantra. I have performed no worship, nor have I purified myself through proper invocations. Therefore, O thou Mother of the universe, thou art my only refuge. Thou art my only refuge. Om, peace, peace, peace. This verse was taken from a hymn by Shankaracharya called Bhavani Ashtakam. We look at today's topic of 3 facets of Holy Mother Sharada. I'm using the word facets to mean something called the bhava. Now, bhava is a very rich word. It means existence, it means love, it means sentiment, and a host of meanings are attached to this. It's also a mental state. It's a state of being. So we are going to look at 3 bhavas or facets of Holy Mother. We had her worship on the 15th. She was born on earth for our sake. So I look at 3 aspects: as a mother, as a guru, and as a goddess. Now it's not there are just 3 facets. I mean, these 3 facets completely exhaust her descriptions. No, innumerable facets. So I'm taking these 3 just to kind of give us a broad glimpse on Holy Mother's other aspects also. So, mother, how do we understand the mother? Well, everybody used to say mother, mother, mother. We know what a mother is. Yeah, but we know a mother. Now, to understand Holy Mother, let's put it like that. Take all the mothers in the world, including the grandmothers and great grandmothers also, if they are alive. All the mothers that are there in this world, and all the mothers that were ever born on this earth, include all the mothers of all the mammals species. Yeah, because they too have mothers. So include all the mothers in this universe from time immemorial. You get an idea of a universal mother. Because the Devi Mahatmyam says, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matri Rupena Samsita. O goddess, we salute you, who are established in all women as in all beings as the mother, in all beings. So this gives us a kind of comprehensive idea of a universal mother, a mother that exists and in all the motherhood wherever it is displayed. And that's the reason why she also said, Sri Ramakrishna left me behind to demonstrate the motherhood of God. This is one way we see her as the mother. A disciple asked her, Are you the mother of all? She said, Yes. She smiled and said, Yes. I'll give her the exact words. Then the disciple asked, Even of the subhuman beings, birds, and animals? Yes, of these also, mother replied. Then why do they suffer so much? Mother replied, In this birth, they must have these experiences. She's not nullifying herself as saying, Okay, I'm the mother, but okay. She is the mother, and we have to go through certain experiences to understand that mother. She also said, I'm the mother of the wicked and mother of the virtuous, saying, If my children are covered with dirt, I will have to take them on my lap after cleaning and washing them. I am their real mother, not their foster mother. And all her life, you've seen, she was a refuge of everyone, the crazies, the lunatics, of all types and varieties, the good people, the bad people, the prostitutes, the homeless, the abused, the traumatic, they all found refuge in her and all felt loved by her. Her own relatives were so chaotic, and yet she had that great forbearance. There was another disciple who says, How can you be my mother? My mother is at home and still alive. I am that mother, she said. Look at me closely. See whether I am that mother of yours or not. The disciple looks at the at her and he sees his own mother, his biological mother, sitting there, saying, You're stupefied. And he ceased all arguments because he was a little obstinate and argumentative also. He's saying he surrendered and fell at her feet. Mother gave me this knowledge that she is not only my mantra guru, but she is my own mother, the mother of all beings, and the mother of the universe. Another disciple, she tells the mother, see, though we are not born of your womb, yet we are your children. And mother stood up and replied very firmly, what did you say? That you are not born from my womb? Then from whose womb were you born? Are you not my children? I exist in all women and in all mothers. Those who come to me from any place are all my children. Know it for sure and certain. Even the Bhagavad Gita says, Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbam dadamyaham. Simply translated is, the great nature, that is the matrix, is my womb. And in that I place the seed, and thence are all creatures born, O Arjuna. So she is the source of everything. And her life and her words tally with what the scriptures have been saying. Just to give a kind of a example, there was a Swami Shardesananda. When he was young, he was a disciple, and one night, in the middle of the night rather, it was around 1 o'clock, and he was sleeping, and suddenly he saw a light like shining in his room. And in those days, there was, with no electricity, they used to use a lantern, a kerosene lantern. He was wondering, who is this person in the middle of the night with a lantern? He came out of his room and he saw Holy Mother, and she was at that time 60 years old. She was not well. She is going around with with that small kerosene lantern and with a small spade, picking up the shards of, you can say, bricks and broken earthenware pottery. The disciple was stunned. What are you doing here in the middle of the night? You're not well. Saying, no, you see, my child, these people, they walk here barefoot, and somebody cut their feet yesterday. So I'm cleaning this place so that no one else gets hurt. She was cleaning that entire courtyard from all small, sharp pebbles, pieces of bricks, and shards of pottery, earthenware pottery. So he said, I'll do that for you. You go and take rest. He said, no, no, you have worked so hard the entire day. You go and take rest. See, I'm the mother. You see, I have to look after all these things. He said, I'll do that for you. No, no, I've almost finished. Let me finish it completely. And the disciple was, he started weeping. Say, you go back and take rest. I'll finish it. This is one example of how mother used to look after her children. And the disciple says she is not only taking away the obstacles and what hurts us in this world here, but also removing all the obstacles to a path of liberation. So this is the mother. She looks like this. Yeah, can you imagine? One of those things which I always try to avoid is speaking of the Holy Mother. eh, I hope I don't caricature her. So, this is that universal mother. Think of her as the embodiment of all the mothers that ever existed and will ever exist. And not only human mothers, because we don't need to be so selfish about this is our mother. Mother, she was a mother of everyone. There was one disciple who was a little rough with a cat. So she told him, Gyan, be kind to that. I dwell in that cat as well. Cats, dogs, cows, every animal was also birds also. She had pets and all the animals and birds, they loved her. She took care of each and every one around her. That speaks of that universal motherhood. This was one of the greatest element in her life. You see, when she was young, she had come to Dakshineshwar. She was about 18, 17 or 18. And Sri Ramakrishna had worshipped her as a goddess. This has been unprecedented because never has an avatar worshipped his own Shakti, his own power. He worshipped her and surrendered all the fruits of his spiritual discipline to her, including his rosary. It was the night of the Kali Puja, and it was a very private worship. So, and Sri Ramakrishna sang hymns, and then they were both united in samadhi. In this incident, he awakened her universal motherhood, her universal work as a guru, and as a goddess. So we have a rough idea of what mother now represents. Let's look at the second aspect as a guru. Put all the gurus together, like I said, every guru of every type and class, and not only the present gurus, all the gurus that were there in the past. And you see, in India, even if you want to learn music or dance, you've got to go to a guru. Because that itself is considered a spiritual discipline. So, teachers and everything, put all of them together, and you will get an idea of a universal guru. She was that. We had such great gurus. She was even the guru of even like Swami Vivekananda. We consider him as the world teacher, Jagat Guru. Even he used to quake when he used to go and see. Swamiji was so pure, so he had the highest realizations. He was born perfect. Imagine he used to quake in front of the mother. And mother, she in those days she kept herself veiled. Yet they knew who she was. Swamiji says she's the mother of the universe. And he used to scold others if they did not salute her correctly. So she is the guru. Sri Ramakrishna says Satchidananda alone is the guru. God alone can be the real guru. All other gurus are just manifestations of that guru power. So if you look at the scriptures, they say A person will be damned if she or he thinks of the Guru as a human being, the mantra as a mere word, and the image of God as a piece of stone. We need to have that spiritual eye, and that is opened by the grace of the Guru. Sri Ramakrishna says that there can be no fear if the Guru's grace descends on one. The Guru will let you know what your real nature is and what is the real nature of God. A real Guru will instill this. Ordinary Gurus will give you the mantra in your ear. These types of Gurus will give you a mantra straight into your soul. So, this was the Yoga Sutras also says that God is the Guru of even the ancient Gurus because God is not constrained by time. And also says in that Guru becomes knowledge becomes unlimited, which in others is only a germ. And then also says these ancient gurus are the teachers of humanity. So we get a faint idea of, okay, Mother as a guru. She says, Sri Ramakrishna tested his disciples and after testing them, selected them. He took the best, of course. And to me, he sent all the rest, the flotsam and the jetsam, and it was like a row of ants. She never advertised herself as a guru, but people came to her in droves. Either they had a dream about Holy Mother, had a vision of Holy Mother before they actually came. Those who were spiritually inclined, they came. And they came from all over, all classes, Easterners, Westerners, rich, poor, everybody. They just came and they found a refuge. A disciple asked Swami Shardananda, you take so long to initiate. Mother doesn't take so long to initiate. So he became silent for a while and then he says, you see, I have to meditate for a long time to be assured that Shri Ramakrishna is going to take full responsibility of this disciple. Only then I initiate. Mother, her one touch is sufficient for the disciple to get liberated. And she says, a silent yearning, the biographer says, constantly welled up from her heart. Come, all of you, I am here for your sake. I shall soothe my heart, showing you the way to liberation. This is what she had come to just liberate souls. One disciple asked Swami Sharadananda, I was initiated by Holy Mother, but she never told me the method of practicing spiritual disciplines. Swami Sharadananda said, you are the greatest fool. What Mother has given you is the last word in spirituality. You don't need to do anything. And for the disciples who used to take a mantra, but like most of us, we neglect it. Oh, tomorrow I've got a headache. Forget. Oh, I don't feel like God is not appearing to me. I'm not getting any spiritual dreams. It's a dud mantra, maybe we'll say. There are all types. Mother used to be found awake in the middle of the night doing japa, even when she was unwell. And her attendants used to protest. You're not well. Why don't you rest? You don't need to do japa. Saying, you see, my children, some of my children take a mantra and go. and they don't repeat it. So I'm repeating it for them. Can you imagine a guru is repeating the mantra for the disciple? That is a real guru. Nobody, a guru will say, you go to hell if you don't repeat it. But this was how she operated in this world. Whenever she used to say, okay, what mantra do you want? I like, suppose somebody says, like, I like Kali. Okay. She used to give that disciple the vision of Kali then and there. This is your deity. This is the mantra. Astounding. Yeah. So that was Holy Mother as the guru of the world. So we have both the guru as a mother and mother as a guru. Amazing. The third aspect is the goddess. We we salute her with the mantra Sarva Deva Devi Swarupinye. So you are the embodiment of all the gods and the goddesses. So again, we have a few millions of goddesses. Oh yeah, plenty. We have so many. Now take all the goddesses who are worshipped by humanity in its long history and which are now not worshipped or they're neglected or we have become advanced possibly. Put all the goddesses together in the past and all the goddesses will come in the future. Put them all together. And we have various grades of goddesses also, the big ones, the middling ones, the little ones. You have little goddesses also. Put them all together and you'll get the idea. This was the Holy Mother. Sri Ramakrishna says, she is Sharda, she is Saraswati. She has come in this form, in this age, to bestow knowledge. She has come covering her great beauty, unless unregenerate people will commit sin by looking at her. So she had come just covered nicely. Sri Ramakrishna says, he's telling his nephew. His nephew was, towards the end, he was like more like a kind of a nuisance there. And he used to scold everybody, including Sri Ramakrishna, saying, say, look here, you may insult me, but don't hurt her feeling. That is Holy Mother's feeling. If he who dwells in this, meaning himself, hisses, you may somehow get by. But if that dwells in her hisses like a snake, no one, not even Brahma, Vishnu, or Shiva, will be able to protect you. Now, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, these are the creator gods and the sustainer gods and the gods who are responsible for destruction of this universe. They are the triad, the greatest, the biggest gods. Even they will not be able to protect you if you insult her. And a devotee asked her, people call you the Divine Mother, Bhagavati. Mother says, it does not matter what others say. I am telling you, I am that Divine Mother, the Bhagavati. Who can say that? If it's not a Divine Mother saying that, then there must be some insane woman saying that, which we know it's not possible. For someone to claim, there's another disciple who looks at her and says, you're looking like a granny, cleaning the courtyard, picking the garbage around here, sweeping the floor, serving us, saying, yeah, I am that Mahamaya. Because he came and he saw her, he was so eager when he heard that the Divine Mother has incarnated in that village. He goes and he sees Holy Mother taking the broom and sweeping the courtyard. What's that? What am I seeing this? Mahamaya. She puts a veil around us. Only those, and she gives you that insight to see what she really is. Don't go with outward appearances. And it's like for us also. We look at people and say, we kind of judge them. And no, no, they are not what you have judged or read. They are much different from what your reading is. So, mother put a kind of a veil around her, Maya. So, there was her nephew. He was supposed to accompany her from Jairambati to Kamarpukur. So they walked for a while, and then he stops. Say, come, it's getting dark. Let's go. No, you tell me who you are. I'm your aunt. What do you mean? No, you tell me who you are. Come, I'm your aunt. You can see. No, you tell me who you are. And then she said, people call me Kali. And then the nephew, okay, fine, fine. Come, now let's go. So both the human and the divine aspects of her were so finely blended. Kali like this, Kali like this. So this is she Swami Vivekananda called her an aspect of Durga, Bagala. So you don't understand who she is. Let me do the worship of the living Durga. And he did that worship. So there's a couple of incidents which I'd like to just mention before we can. So a disciple, Manoranjan, he said, you go and bathe just before initiation. You need to have a bath. He comes and saying, Mother initiated me with a mantra and taught me how to repeat it by showing it on her own fingers. You know, how the Guru shows you. This is the way you count the mantra. And he says, showing the master's picture, he's saying, this is your Guru, your chosen. After initiation, I bowed down to the mother. When I raised my head, I did not see her. Instead, I distinctly saw Mother Kali seated in the place of the Holy Mother. Once again, I looked at her and I lost all consciousness. Another disciple, Swami Hari Premananda, had accompanied her to a doctor place who was a Swami, and it was late evening, and he was massaging her feet, with oil. Mother never wore shoes, or footwear. She was always barefoot. And barefooted, your heels and everything gets cracked and everything, skin is dry. So he was massaging her feet with oil. And he looks at her feet and says, oh my God, he's saying, so, so lean and thin. And then he's saying, all the veins are kind of standing up and the skin is so dry. And then he thought, could the Divine Mother, because he knew that she was the divine, could the Divine Mother have such wrinkled feet with visible veins? Although the question was in my mind, I did not express it. I continued to massage her feet. Then gradually a mysterious change occurred. I felt that her feet were no longer emaciated and that of an old woman. They were well developed feet of a young woman. There was a lantern nearby, and in the light, I clearly saw two beautiful feet outlined with a stripe of red. The women wear that red paint. And they were adorned with gems and jewels, and the nails and all those so perfect. Saying, I was wondering, whose feet am I massaging? He just saw feet which were thin, dry, and cracked, and now he's seeing these two beautiful feet. Astonished and dumbfounded, I slowly shifted my gaze from mother's feet to her face, and he saw the form of the goddess Jagadhatri. She's an aspect of Durga. With a golden complexion, three eyes, and four arms adorned with many ornaments. She wore a crown on her head and held weapons in her hand. A magnificent luster emanated from her body. Before I saw the form completely, I lost all out of consciousness. And when he regained consciousness, he heard mother saying, "Oh, hurry, what happened to you? Come, come, wake up. What happened to you?" He opens his eye and he sees the old form of mother. The goddess had vanished. So, whenever we have seen in the lives of her disciples, whenever they doubted, is this the whole divine mother of the universe? Is she a goddess? And she, the twinkling of an eye, she changes herself as a goddess. She's saying, there are hundreds of her. So there's another disciple, Rash Behari. So he also was kind of doubtful. This, the Holy Mother? Yeah, you can imagine an old, feeble woman, veiled, soft spoken, moving around you, serving you. Is this the Divine Mother? How can it be? Even the strongest minds will doubt. So here he says, there was a time when he said he saw her in a radiant form. He saw her sitting down there, and suddenly she was changed into a radiant form, saying, a luminous goddess seated in front, in the place of the plain and elderly woman who had been talking to him. Her entire form was radiant and effulgent. The disciple could keep not stop himself from looking at a luminous form. Struck with awe and fear, he closed his eyes. Immediately he heard a familiar voice of the mother. Oh, Rashbihari, what happened to you? Why have you closed your eyes? Look at me. Rashbihari opened his eyes and saw Holy Mother sitting in front of him as before. The same familiar look, the usual smile on her face. This is the Holy Mother. Don't take her at face value. There's a great power that has been born, incarnated for all of us. She has come to show she is the source of all creation. And not only she is responsible for creation, she was also responsible for feeding everybody, taking care of everybody. You didn't say, oh, she's the divine mother. And what does she do? She was taking care of everybody's physical, mental, and spiritual health. And she was tirelessly working for our liberation. Only a mother, a goddess, and a guru can do that. So we have today, it's not that a mother has departed. Where's the mother? Mother, one time, she sends her own picture to a disciple saying, don't worry, He was very ill and he was supposed to die. Don't worry, you'll be cured. Look at my picture. And she sends her own picture to a photographer. And the disciple was cured. So she knows her own power in this universe. So where do we go? Where do we go? Huh, that's a nice question. We go back to the mother. We have come from her, we'll go back to her. And she is looking after uh, every need here. Yes, we have to go through certain experiences. That also is taken care of by her. Ultimately, will end up. Those who want to go quicker will come to her quicker. And this is what she has done, opened the doors to liberation for all of us. All of us. And like she says, this time Sri Ramakrishna has left me behind to demonstrate the motherhood of God. God as the mother. This is her greatest gift to us. Now we can be assured, yeah, we are her children. We are the children of that great goddess who is constantly working, even now and even in the future, to liberate us. There was one person who very, in India we have these railway porters, very poor. They hardly they get any kind of sustenance from their work. So mother was traveling. He was waiting to take a train. It's a small station in the old Indian villages, and it was raining. And there was one railway porter who was from the upcountry, from possibly from Bihar, and he looks at her and says, "Mother, Sita, Sita." He saw her as Sita. "Where have you been?" And he's weeping. "I have been searching for you. I've been searching for you all these years." And mother says, "Well, I'm here, my child." And she initiates him there on the railway platform. It was raining. There was a kind of umbrella, and she takes the rainwater, collects the rainwater in the palms, uses that to purify, and gives the mother. He recognizes her. So there will come a time in your life where your inner vision will open and you will recognize her as the mother, as the guru, as the goddess. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Those who want to ask any questions and clarifications, yeah.
For example, the gentleman in the train station, was she veiled at all times, or was there a time period where she stopped wearing the physical veil?
She was veiled all the time. When she was in Calcutta, she used, oh, the question is, was Holy Mother veiled all the time? In a village home, she was unveiled. And she said, "I feel much more freer here." And it's that, women in India never veiled themselves. It was only after the Muslim invasions that the veils were kind of recommended for the girls and the women, because for obvious reasons. So the veils were put. High class women were always veiled. They never used to go out unveiled. So even, yeah, so in Calcutta she was always, she pulled a veil extra down. But in the village she was, generally they wear a sari, so they kind of they put it around the head and even the behind, tuck it behind the ears. But she used to be.
And that's true even when she was with women, or was it just when she was
No,
with
no,
men?
not with women,
Oh, okay.
especially with strangers, with men and all. So
And then could you talk a bit about how her picture wasn't really out there for a long time, and why was that, and what
the
was the
early, the early, you can say the first generation of monks, they were apprehensive about publishing Holy Mother's pictures for almost 40 or 50 years. Her picture was unknown. It never used to be published in books and everything. Saying, how can people look at something this so pure and so holy? They will not appreciate this as the mother of the universe, as a goddess, as a guru. Yeah. They were, and because of their great veneration to her, because she was always veiled and her pictures are unveiled. How can, if you see her, if you really want to see her, keep on gazing at her face and in her eyes. See what happens. She will change you. This is not an ordinary picture. She dwells in her picture. That's for a given. Like she used to say, Kaya Chaya. Like Sri Ramakrishna's picture also, the body and its shadow. So, though the person is not there, the shadow is still there. The picture is still there. That is, so that's a kind of amazing. Yeah, she was. There are stories of mother showing herself to people who had never seen her. Is the picture used for mother's puja on Thursday from a Polish devotee who had such a vision? No, uh, that was a different picture. Uh, he was, not Polish. He was Czech, and he had a vision of mother, and he painted. uh, But it was something like uh, this, but in a much younger form. Like mother is so young and so beautiful looking. So yeah, so oh, mother has been showing herself to people of all types, even today, either in visions or in dreams. Oh, she is very active, and she has to be. Now she has said she is the mother of the universe, and she's a goddess, and she's a guru. Now she has to stand by her words. You see, all those claims. Huh? Now you better start working for us. And she is. She's very active, and generally we are seeing her mother in that meditation picture of her. She is appearing like that to people, not only in the US, in India, everywhere. I've heard stories about her appearing even in Russia. I mean, years ago. Everywhere, all over the place, she's appearing. Yeah, we are very fortunate, actually. Okay, okay. Uh, I found a talk. Okay, you say that mother is the source of creation, therefore, is she not beyond time? Can you explain a little about Ramakrishna awakened the universal mother in Ma Sharada when, as you have said, he surrendered the fruits of his meditation? And why is it said that they are completely identical? Okay, yeah, it's a very nice question. Yes, mother has three aspects. One is the personalized aspect, in the sense of the as a Durga, as Saraswati or Lakshmi or Kali. These are the personalized aspects of the Divine Mother. There is a higher aspect of Divine Mother, as we have been discussing, the the sum total of all souls in the universe is a higher aspect. You get it? The sum total of all souls. And now souls are not only human souls. Okay, we have the strange idea that only we have souls and we will be saved. Nothing like that. She is the sum total of all souls, all personalities, all living beings. Then there's another higher aspect of Mother, the transcendental aspect. And people have seen, her disciples have seen her transcendental aspect. Transcendental aspect that is beyond time and beyond space. So she has the whole range, you can say, realities. That same reality is transcendental. Sri Ramakrishna will say, that which you call Brahman, I call Mother. When it is active, it is Mother, Shakti, power. When it is still, like a snake in motion and still, I call it Brahman. So Sri Ramakrishna used to call that same Mother as Brahman. He used to call her Brahmamai. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that we have something this great, you can say, phenomena here with us, working within us and working around us also. Okay, yeah.
Um, it seems like when, or sometimes when you speak about sort of worshiping or meditating on Sri Ramakrishna, you kind of talk about projecting his attributes onto you, so it kind of becomes like one. But it seems like there's a subtle difference in the way that you speak about worshiping to the Holy Mother. It almost seems like it's slightly separate. Is it slightly separate, or is it actually the same when you
You see, what happens is uh, they are actually they are one. Sri Ramakrishna appears like on this side. Now, the obverse and the reverse are the same thing. It's the same Mother. There are people who like to meditate on Sri Ramakrishna. It becomes the chosen one. There are some people who like to meditate on Holy Mother. The reality is one. It appears as two. And not only two, it appears as multitudes. So it's the same reality. Because you have to meditate on reality. You cannot meditate on something that's unreal. So this Sri Ramakrishna is that reality. The mm, okay, the second part of this question was, could you explain a little about Ramakrishna awakened the universal mother in Ma Sharada when you said he surrendered the fruits of. Yes, actually, what happens is, you ever seen uh, some documentaries or pictures of reincarnated lamas? I think you've seen it. So there was a great lama, a Buddhist, you can say, preacher and a monk. That person is reincarnated, and that is authenticated by a lot of host of lamas, including the Dalai Lama. Now, when that great sage like monk who has given up his body and is reincarnated in this present form as a young boy, you are now fascinated with this young child's antics. That child is 1 year or 2 year or 3 year old, and he's picking up toys and all that knowledge that he had and he incarnated with is still in abeyance, as it were, because the body and the mind is not yet ready to express that great knowledge. That knowledge will express itself in time. But right now, that sage, that monk, that lama is nothing but just a little boy. But there is something still unique. It's like, that 1 year, 2 year old, he's blessing people. People are coming to him and he's putting that, you can say, they call it scarf, kanta, there, and he's blessing them. So deep down, he knows he has the power to bless people. He's blessing, and at the same time, he's playing with the toys and looking around like a child, looking curious everywhere. So he, that child is a complement of the old and the new. Mother also was something like this. When she was growing up, she has to express this great guruhood, motherhood, and as a goddess. So when she was young, she used to have glimpses of her real nature. At the same time, she was just a child, and she was a very lovable child, and she used to love everybody. But she was just human like us. And then Shri Krishna awakened her by that worship, the puja, Shodashi puja. Okay? So even you, even me and everybody, we grew up. Now, if you look back at our own childhood, oh my God, how silly I was. Huh? But that is childhood. You don't have to be apologetic for that. It was a wonderful time. So you were a complement of both new and old. You see, when you were a child, you think you were a child, yeah, yeah. But we are all very ancient travelers. This is not new to us. This is not the first time this has happened to us. We are not just born out from falling from the sky. We are born and suddenly we vanish. No, no. Death cannot cut life off. It's just impossible. How can the soul ever be cut off by death? That is just an illusion. It does not exist. So we are ancient travelers. We have been traveling in many planes. And the idea is, yes, until and unless you see the universe, experience the universe in all its dimensions, you will not get free. So we have been going round and round, seeing all these places, and then, yeah. So we are also reincarnated many times. Have you ever seen a little child, maybe 2 or 3 or 5 years old, suddenly takes a violin and starts playing the violin? Nobody has taught that child to play the violin or the piano or some instrument or plays a tabla. What happened? The guy is a maestro. It takes maybe 40 or 50 years to play what he's playing. That guy has worked and then he has brought this knowledge now in this incarnation. So, knowledge and all these things are not completely hidden, they come out, but in a form like it's a child now. So, Holy Mother also had to be awakened during that puja for her to manifest this. Okay, I think I've answered a question. There is no question here. Okay, we stop here for Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So see you all then. Yeah. Now that you have all these assurances, okay, you have the Divine Mother and she has given all these assurances. What else do you want? I don't think you want anything more than that.